What thing do you do the wrong way? That is definitely better. Worked at Subway, we were supposed to put 6 of every vegetable on footlongs. This worked great for cucumbers and tomatoes, but that amount of olives or onions was never enough. The customer would always ask for more. So I just started putting more on to start with. Not sure if this is considered wrong, but I always cut my pancakes before applying syrup. I always see syrup applied to uncut pancakes in commercials and get confused. Wouldn't the syrup just run right off the pancakes if you add syrup before cutting them? Cutting them first allows the syrup to seep in first. PB&J, the normal way is to put peanut butter on one bread slice and jelly on the other. Yeah, that works if you're in a pinch. But if you're making it the night before, the bread with jelly will be soggy by lunch the next day. So the wrong way, which is definitely better, is to put a thin coat of peanut butter on both slices of bread and then jelly on top of the peanut butter on one of the slices. Tastes the same, but no sogginess. I have a toaster that has a diagram showing which way to face the bagels for toasting. Even comes with a special bagel button. But we've found that facing the bagels opposite from what the guide image says, and they come out way better. I think the reason is that it wants you to direct the toasting heat towards the cut side, but that dries it out too much. When you flip it, then the heat is blunted by the bagel exterior, and it comes out way better, still toasted. Eating pies. I cut off the top crust, eat all the filling, eat the bottom layer, then finish with the top crust. Instead of cutting paper like a normal person, I open my scissors, put my hand around the blade and slice the paper like I'm using a knife. It's much quicker and more accurate, especially when using a ruler to keep the cut straight. You also don't get those annoying jagged edges if you try to cut quickly. Note, this only works with sharp scissors, so go get yourselves a pair. I rip off the bottom of cupcakes and flip the ripped portion place on top, sandwiching the frosting in the middle. Never get frosting on my face and evenly distributes the frosting. Use my left hand to cut things instead of my right, keeps the fork in my right hand, much more efficient. Bite, pull and peel Twizzlers whole. Cut pizza with scissors. I hold my pencil between my thumb and middle finger when I write. I use my index finger to hold the pencil still. It was always just way more comfortable that way. I don't type using the home row method. I sort of let my left, dominant, hand float over 2/3 of the keyboard while using only my middle finger for the letters and thumb for the spacebar, and use my right hand for the right 1/3 of the keys with my middle and index finger and my right ring finger for the shift key. I never use the left shift key. I can hit over 100 WPM using this method and can fairly easily type with one hand if necessary, so I never felt the need to learn the proper way. Tying shoes. I don't even remember the right way to do it, but I just make a knot and tuck the laces in. It works, it's easier, I know how, and it looks the part. According to my fellow Americans, eating fries and onion rings with aioli instead of ketchup. Jalapeno aioli is a fucking godsend for fried foods, and I don't need sweetened tomato gloop anywhere near my food. Thank you. I also eat pancakes and waffles with jam, fruit, and nuts instead of syrup. Again, my fellow Americans think it's heathness, especially since I make them with Greek yogurt. I microwave hard butter for 10 seconds. Mash the melted / soft parts together and brush it on the bread with a silicone pastry brush. Or if I need to butter toast and the butter is hard, I pick up the butter and juice it like pull chalk on the toast. It's never optimum butter time in my house. I never cut pizza in 8 equal pieces. I cut it randomly with some large, some small pieces. That way I can choose what piece to eat depending on how hungry I am. People hate me for it. I never get to cut pizza when eating with other sad face. When I order my meal with the waitstaff, I ask for the dessert to be brought out as soon as possible. Then throughout the meal I can nibble on chocolate cake whenever I want, glances from other diners who wish they could be freewheeling. Not bother wearing makeup. It saves a lot of time and nobody seems to notice either way. Men's clothes last forever, I never do, though that's only about half my wardrobe, since men's pants don't fit right and sometimes I do want to look nice. I'll line up my fries in a nice row and then put ketchup on them, rather than just put a pile of ketchup on the plate and dip them. Plate stays clean and no ketchup is wasted. I dip my raw vegetables in peanut butter. It's the perfect match and the only way I can get myself to eat more vegetables.